welcome back to the Champ Builder Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about building your personal brand. Let's talk about it. What's up, Champ? This is Gary Brackett. Some of you may know me as an NFL player, Super Bowl champion, author, transformational speaker, philanthropist, dad, or just coach. And while all those are true, my most important role is as a leader. And as a leader, my goal is to create more leaders and fewer followers. I'm going to share my championship secrets with you in order to show you how you can become a champion in every key area of your life. No matter if it's self-development, business, fitness, social relationships, intimate relationships, finances, or spirituality, I want to give you some tools that you can use to build the life of your dreams. Welcome to the Champ Builders Podcast. Seriously, let's talk about it. What's stopping you from building your personal brand? I know every year you look at other people, probably with not as good hand, believe in themselves, take a leap of faith, show up consistently, build their personal brand, and start to live the life of their dreams. And my friends, you could do the same thing. You could build your personal brand, and that can help elevate you not only in your business, but your career, in your life. The first thing I do when I meet someone, or if I'm on stage with someone, or I'm going to get introduced to someone, is I pick up my phone and I Google them, right? It used to be some arrogant to say, Google me. But it's for real, Google me. You could legit Google me and you could find out some amazing things. But oftentimes, those things are said by other people. When you're building your personal brand, when you're using social media correctly, you can say things about yourself. And again, don't be afraid to brag on yourself. Don't be afraid to be confident and show that confidence, because if you don't, you're going to be overlooked and underpaid. So it's time to really start believing in yourself. It's time to start promoting your personal brand, because people want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. And they can't do that unless you show up online, unless you convince people, or not even convince people, reveal to people how great you are. You're awesome. You got talent. You got genius inside of you, but no one knows it because you're afraid to show up. So it's time to show up with your personal brand and highlight what exactly you do. What do you want to be known for? What do you want to be known for? You get to make that decision, and you get to message it online, and you get to communicate with people how you want them to perceive you. I was in a mastermind a while back, and the question was asked, made a great introduction to people, and someone asked the other person, how would you like me to introduce you into this person I'm going to introduce you to? That's a great honor, because sometimes people just they just introduce, hey, this is Gary, former football player, or now this is George's dad. This is right. So if someone were to ask you, how do you want you to be introduced? How would you tell them to do it? When I get on stage, people ask me, for the speaker, how do you want to get introduced? I got asked the question before, Super Bowl champion, father, what do you want to be known for? How do I introduce you? It's a coach, man. I'm a coach. I'm going to coach people to greatness. I'm going to coach more leaders and less followers. What is it for you? If someone asks you, how do you want to get introduced? How do you answer that question? More importantly, when we go over, and I write it down just so I can stay with you. How do you start building your personal brand? I know it sounds good. We all need a personal brand, but how do you start building that personal brand? I think the first thing you got to do is authentically share your story. Authentically start peeling back the layers, peeling back the onion, and show people and tell people who you are and how you got there. How did you get to where you are? What is your journey? What does it look like? And so many of us are afraid or ashamed to share our journey with people because they think they're going to judge us. But I think some people will judge you. And you're correct. But other people will relate to you. Other people will connect with you. Other people will admire you for having the courage to show up and share their journey. And every time you share your journey, you unconsciously give someone else permission to share theirs. So what exactly are you going to do? Share your journey, share your story, either verbally or either write it down. However you do it, share with people how you got to where you want to go to and how, and what's your journey to move forward. Next, like create a brand promise. Like my brand promise is I want to build more leaders and less followers. More leaders, less followers. For my business program, Champ CEO, I want 200 to 300, let's call it 250, entrepreneurs, small businesses a year that I help grow, scale their companies, implement systems while spending less time at work. That's what I want to do. For the rest of my community, rest of my tribe, I want to have them believe in themselves and start showing up in peak performance and setting themselves up for success and live every day like a champion in the 7 pillars of their life. And if you listen to the podcast, we went over those pillars a multitude of different times. So you could go back and listen to another episode to pick up those pillars. So have a brand promise. And if you don't have one right now, and if you're still uncertain, like Mr. Googs is your friend. Like pull out a computer, pull out a phone, start researching what it is and how you like to be perceived. Like I have these amazing folders on my phone where I label different things. Like I take a lot of photo shoots because I need graphics and stuff on graphics. So I have like photo inspiration. I have fitness inspiration. I have when I'm training my kids, I have training inspiration and exercise. I want to do that. So I research constantly how it is I want to be perceived and how I want to show up as my personal brand. But also I look at like trends. And so many people get so caught up in doing their own thing. Yeah, you could do your own thing, but I hope you model someone else who's been successful, right? Don't just think you got to create this thing and figure it out on your own. Like there's a bunch of people that went before you that has figured it out and that has left clues. That's I have another podcast where I interview guests called Success Leaves Clues, where they show us and tell us stories of how they got to where they got to. No, don't be afraid to be a copycat. I was on with Pastor Ken Sullivan, a friend of mine. He's the pastor of a church, amazing Instagram. So definitely Pastor Ken Sullivan Jr. is his IG. But he said there's nothing wrong being a copycat as long as you're copying the right cat. Like, are you copying the right cat? Like, there's people that you could copy, that you can model, and that can lead you to your success. And while you're doing that, I'm telling you, you have to next, like, build your online presence. Like, where do you want to be known at? And I felt afraid to this, and this is like a cheat code. This is a gem. I need you to write this one down. Build your platform on the platform where your consumers are and where they follow you, not where you are. See, for me, my personal choice is IG. I like the pictures, the visuals. My consumer, however, small business owners, people looking to scale and grow, they're on LinkedIn. Like the associations where I speak at on the stage, they're on LinkedIn. So I have to develop a strategy that's fitting to that channel, right? A strategy that's fitting for that channel. Every channel promotes and has its own thing that it likes to say. And you have to figure out what that is. And it's constantly changing. So that's why that research, that trial and error, and at the end of the day, don't let that hold you back, because at the end of the day, your people are going to vote with their likes, with their comments, with their engagement, with their follows, as you continue to post your brand. So much research that aim. Nah, baby, you gotta start firing. Ready, aim, fire. Ready, aim, fire. Like start letting that thing go. So in that way, people can see your greatness and they can see the attempt. Like people like compliment me on how I continue to elevate my game. I got lights, I got microphones, right? This thing, we're up in our game because it matters. I think like social media content is the new crack cocaine. Yes, I said it. It is the new drug. And if you aren't paying attention to your packaging, to your labeling, you're going to get left behind. So make sure you have a plan on how it is you're going to present, package, label, and produce what it is you're going to get out there in front of the people. All right. And lastly, I just want to hit you with this. Think long term. Think long term. Like I hope you have listened to the podcast when I talked about vision setting, or I talked about goal setting, or I talk about having this big long-term vision for your life and where exactly you want to go. Because when you're on social media, you can't get so caught up on wanting it to happen tomorrow, wanting to go viral tomorrow. For some of us, that would be the case. You're probably good looking enough, you're silly enough, you're crazy enough to do something that you could potentially go viral on. Congratulations. That is a skill. That is a gift. I would double down on that. But for a lot of us, including me, you're going to be stuck with a constant, steady, consistent growth. And that's okay, because you're playing the long game. I tell people all the time, I'm doing this for my last name and not my first. I'm doing this for my kids. I'm doing it for my kids' kids. And I'm playing the long game. I'm playing for forever. So the decisions I make aren't short-term decisions. The decisions I make are not only going to affect me, they're going to affect my children. They're going to affect the people that I impact, how I talk, who I coach, how I coach. So I have to be very intentional and deliberate about what I do. And so should you. So figure out your long-term plan. But whatever you do, start doubling down on your personal brand. Start presenting yourself to the world. Let them see how good you are. And then you will be rewarded for it, not only in your personal life, better connections, better networking, better relationships, but also in your business life. Because more people, as they know, like, and trust you and see who you are, they're going to want to connect with you. They're going to want you to help them out. They're going to want to help tap into that unique genius that you showed them to help elevate them in their careers. All right? So that's what I got for you today, champs. Stay motivated, stay encouraged, and I hope we all make it. So tap into the next episode of Champ Builder Podcast. Appreciate you for coming through. Definitely tag someone, comment below if this has impacted you in a positive way, and definitely share it with one of your friends. All right, see you on the next episode of the Champ Builder Podcast. Y'all take care.